Good start. Hey, Jake, how are we?
Happy opening day, Matthew.
I know, I'm so excited, man. It's early. I mean, not really that early, but it's 10:20 a.m. and we're doing this because Jake is coming down very soon to meet me downtown, and we're going to go have fun at the Reds festivities. The best
Yeah,
opening
like I
day
live
in
so
the
far
MLB.
away. It's like a
I know.
5 minute drive for me.
Well, I live a 5-minute walk, so
I know.
get fucked.
Yep. Fair enough.
First game of the MLB season is officially in the books. It was a fun one to watch because I kind of liked Netflix's presentation. It was fun, light. Like at first, I was like, "What the hell is Jameis Winston doing on this?" But I also forgot that he was actually a college baseball
Nasty.
player and faced
Yeah.
Max Fried at one point. But the funniest thing, that happened on that broadcast, I forget the host lady's name, but he was standing outside of. I'm assuming this was planned, but he was standing outside of a concession stand that sold crab products. And she straight up asked him. She was like, "Jameis, did you have any of the crab at that concession stand?" And she's like, "And did you pay for it?" And because he didn't seem shocked by it one bit, and it was just he then made a joke about how like he increased the crab sales or everywhere around him, and it was just funny. But it was good for them for taking that in. I thought Bert Kreischer's little on-field introduction was kind of fun too, but it was kind of misplaced because I feel like a lot of people still don't know who the hell he is. But all around, I thought the presentation was great. The drones dropping the American flag smoke was fucking awesome. But then the game itself was over decently quick. Giants didn't do much.
It was. Oh.
Vitello looked a little strange in his first coaching appearance because I know he was supposed to be on air for an interview and he was in the bathroom. But basically everybody else is also saying that Logan Webb was left in the game for way too long, which I don't disagree with, but oh well, it's opening day. You're already
Funny,
down
I do
7.
disagree with that.
Well, it's opening day. Just obviously don't let him get hurt. But I mean, they didn't even have people in the bullpen when he was getting shelled. Like, at least have somebody ready to go. But I'm also cool with him letting him ride and getting to a certain pitch count because I mean, Max Fried was dealing outside of the first inning. He had a little slip up, so she's starting with a 4-pitch walk to a guy that doesn't walk. But all around, it was fun to watch. Yankees were just putting hits together. There was no home runs, but they just were getting after it.
You got close with I know you bet Trent Grisham home run.
No.
I mean, he lasered that ball into right center.
I did not bet Trent Grisham. I bet Bellinger and Stanton.
Oh, my bad.
Which
You're
means
right.
You didn't tell me about it.
I didn't, no. I texted you, I'm like, attacking a guy who doesn't give up home runs.
Which
ballsy.
I don't.
But hey, you got the pay. You got the payout.
I don't think that's that widely of a said thing.
That he
The
doesn't
moment
give up
you
home
said
runs.
that, I was looking up his stats and his savant, and like
career
like-
like .6 per 9 innings.
I mean, whatever. But his
And he's
hard
in-
hit rate was 50 percentile or worse, or better.
Yeah, that's because he gives up ground balls because he's a sinker baller.
Fine, but we don't need to get into that.
That's fine.
But still, I just kind of felt like
I mean, running out of
the
that
Yankees were just
opening
going to
day,
come out hot.
they did too. You were
Yeah,
kind
and I
of
was-
right, to be honest with you. Like, obviously it didn't pay off because there were no home runs, but you saw the opportunity. You picked the right side of the
know.
ball.
I shouldn't have gone for home runs. I should have just gone for bases and everything like that. But I don't know. I also
Just razzing you.
I also looked and placed the bets at 7:57.
Yeah,
The game
just
was
have
supposed to start
something.
at 8:05, but didn't start till like 8:25.
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep looking back at my TV, by the way, because I have MLB Network on. I've been watching it all morning, and I'm addicted to it. Sue me. Do you have any other thoughts on the game last night? I know you were
not
working
really. I mean,
during it. You were grinding out.
yeah, I was
grinding out.
working on the
content.
pod. Yeah. No, I was watching as well. Obviously, I missed bits and pieces. Trying to get those clips out for ballpark food before opening day. But
yeah, do you of the clips? Do you have a favorite reel selection? Not one that you made up.
yeah. A real item. I thought the Nationals stuff was looks really good.
I don't remember what it is, so please.
They have like loaded dogs, but they kind of went overboard with it in a good way. Like some people like throw some stuff on there like this looks disgusting. Uh, no, but they kind of kept it like adjacent to like mainstream foods, but like loaded up and made kind of good combos and a nice sandwich, chicken sandwich I think as well. So they're one of my favorites. The Mariners, like as far as a souvenir option, was the best. They got a freaking ferry. They also have uh,
Weird.
the chocolate mousse.
Ooh.
It's cute as hell, just dessert. Leans into the Seattle area, like terrain and stuff. Mooses, you know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So,
Say,
yeah, those were some of my favorites for sure.
I was gonna say, did they sign Mike Moustakas and he's good again?
No,
Not the case.
no.
All right. So that we don't take too much time, and so we can get down to the banks and start partaking in the greatest opening day celebration around the league. Have you decided if you're wearing that Cubs jersey out?
I'm going to, yes.
All right, fair enough.
Is it a good call? I might catch some shit for it,
If
but
somebody asks, I will say I don't know who you are, but we'll see.
fair enough. All right.
And you're going to stand out because we're playing the Red Sox, which, I mean, yeah, there's some blue in there, but never a bright royal blue jersey.
No, I was thinking about going with my Greg Maddux jersey, actually. That's
There'll be
gray
people
to
wearing
blend in a
the
little bit
yellow
more,
ones,
but
though. Yeah.
I figured being loud and leaning into it is better than trying to get away with it.
Hey, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. All right, let's get into this.
All right.
AL Central, since obviously we're going to want to talk about the NL Central being two NL Central dudes. So as we've done in all the other sods, let's get it started with the White Sox. And while I do some production things, I'm going to let you start.
All right. They actually did something. I feel like last episode we talked about a bunch of teams that essentially just stood pat. So pretty excited about them kind of kicking it into high gear and trying to make some improvements after a couple really, really bad years. Moving on from guys like Luis Robert as well, probably good. I know we both like Luis Robert, but just the match with the team and the environment and the situation was not pretty. Returned obviously a bunch of guys. Colson Montgomery is one of the top up and coming players in the league. Absolutely mashed last year when he was up. So excited to see a full season out of him. They still probably don't have a whole lot of pop and therefore maybe not a whole lot of offense either. If I'm looking at this correctly, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys who spent a long time on the barrel list last year at different points. Luis Angel Acuna, new. He's a righty, not a switch hitter, although their GM might think otherwise for some reason. He was one of the barrel guys as well before getting sent down. Still, projected to be a really good player. I think it's too early to give up on him by any means. So we'll see. But I'm a little concerned that the offense is still where it is. So I don't expect any huge things from them, but definitely a step in the right direction as they keep building towards a competitive team.
Yeah. One thing to note, I think it's hysterical, looking at their projected go-to starting lineup versus righties, 6 of their 9 players are all underneath 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
1 year service time, but
they're raw.
Yeah, with including a guy on their bench that has 7 days of service time, and it's not like the guys that are above that 1 year are like crazy veterans that are just awesome. Austin Hayes is probably the best one. Best career is Benintendi, but he's been falling off like crazy. The one upside. Obviously, you mentioned Colson Montgomery. He's going to be a stud. I don't know what I think about Chase Meidroth, how do you want to say it, yet, but I know he was on the barrel list for quite some time. Low strikeout rate, though, so I do enjoy that. Yep. But the thing I get excited about, and I guess excited is probably a crazy term here, but is their rotation, and especially Shane Smith. Guy had a killer year last year. I'm excited to see what he's going to do against the Brewers, right? They're playing the Brewers today. And then Davis Martin and Sean Burke also had pretty decent years last year. I know you're not a huge fan of Eric Fetty, but and then when you take a look into their bullpen then too, I mean, more than half their bullpen's brand new. Oh, that was weird. Bringing in, so yeah, a lot of those guys came in trades and whatnot, but was shocked to see Sir Anthony Dominguez sign, but I'm assuming they kind of took the lead on giving him a better deal than other teams. But all in all, they don't rank horribly outside of their longer relief guys that obviously are there to eat innings. But which Jordan Hicks, by the way, is ranking in at almost 600, which is just crazy. But still have Kyle Teal on injury list right now. I look to see him to continue to get better in that catching position. Outside of that, I don't really got anything else to bring up on them. They do have 6 guys currently in the top 100 prospect pool. Unsure if any of them are supposed to come up this year. Can't say I'm too deep into the woods on White Sox prospects. But I've heard of a lot of these guys. I just don't know when they're supposed to come up. But they all future value rank really high. I mean, all at 50. So that's promising for them at least.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. They do have a future. I wouldn't be surprised if this bullpen looks entirely different, like post-deadline or whatever. A lot of these guys just seem like flip candidates, like Jordan Hicks, for example. Dude still throws absolute gas. Kind of injury, inconsistent, like up-down years. So, kind of shoot for the stars in that one. And if you can flip them, great. If not, it's not that big of a investment. I know they got him through trade, but I don't know. I just don't see those guys staying there long term, and I think it's almost a kind of a weird strength on a bad team. Just doesn't really make sense to have like a really, really strong bullpen when you don't have much else around it. And their starting rotation is, they got a couple pieces in there, but to your point, I don't really like the back half of it for sure. So I don't expect them to get into the bullpen in a winning situation very often. Just why it makes it kind of weird that like they're good, but those are also high targets, rental players, potential to move them along and add to this, as you mentioned, deep prospect pool that they got going on right now.
Yeah, and it's funny to see too how the Crochet trade is already materializing. Like it's Brady Montgomery, he's one of those top 6 prospects. He's close to coming up. Chase Meidroth and Garrett Crochet, or not Garrett Crochet, sorry. Those two with Kyle Teal are already there in the bigs, basically. Brady Montgomery's very close, but it's fun to see that just kind of all come to fruition and see it have immediate effect on their team.
Couldn't be the Red Sox trading away a bunch of good guys and getting screwed.
I mean, Garrett Crochet, as you're going to see today, is very good.
Yep.
Hopefully we get on him early, but we're not talking about the Reds yet. All right, I'm going to not move on, but we'll go to the win totals. They are set at 67.5. I'm going to say over because I think this division is boo-poo caca, and I think they win like 72. I think they improve from last year.
I'll go over, but not by as much as you.
Okay. Sorry, I saw the Reds logo on my TV, so I had to immediately snap my head back. And for a somewhat preview, I'm not picking them to finish last in the division. And that belongs to our next team, the Minnesota Twins.
You were so high on them last year, weren't you?
Yeah, that got very quickly. Very quickly turned away.
You walked that one back quick.
No, I mean there's 2 guys, potentially 3 guys in this team that I like. Outside of that,
yeah.
Which they're a bunch of just average guys. Like they could mess around and they could beat good teams. It's a bunch of high prospect or high draft picks, but they just can't seem to ever really put it all together. Everyone in the world loves Byron Buxton. Guy didn't have a great WBC, but I fully expect him to have a great 2026. Probably see him get dealt at some point. As you know, Josh Bell, I've never been the biggest fan of just that character or that profile of baseball player. But I mean, he is a fine player. I just don't like the slow big first baseman that doesn't even hit for that much power. And then the rest of this lineup is just a bunch of fill-in guys. Which one thing I wanted to point out was Royce Lewis hitting 8th currently.
Yeah, what the hell happened?
Guys taking an absolute fall off. I mean, if he can stay healthy, I could see them not finishing last in this division. But because that dude, when he's healthy, just hits the absolute piss out of the ball. But yeah, the rest of this lineup, top to bottom, not great. I don't love their bench either. Probably the only person I even have that much of experience watching is James Outman, just for the fact of his Dodgers time. But yeah, that's enough of me trashing their lineup. If you have more to say about their lineup, go ahead. But I figured I'd pass over to you for pitching.
I'll tell you what, I like Josh Bell a lot more than you do, but that doesn't mean much.
It's not that I don't like Josh Bell. I just hate that profile. That's why I hated Josh Naylor for so long. But then Naylor started to show some more wheels last year, so I feel like he's kind of graduated from that tier of player.
Yeah. I will say Luke Keeschall, pretty good young player in the middle of that lineup, provides at least a little bit of hope that maybe, instead of it just being a Byron Buxton show, it can too. Yeah. He's a good player. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of him at the MLB level, less than a year of service time, but pretty good ball player. And as you mentioned, if Royce Lewis stays healthy, like this lineup can stretch to be 4 or 5 strong in a good situation, but I'm not sure you're going much past that where you're feeling great about it. So
is your DH.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And as you mentioned, there's not guys on the bench who like you're really looking for an outlier year that they're going to overachieve to the point where like they're lengthening the lineup and forcing more playing time. Like those guys are kind of what they are in a lot of cases. So not looking good for the lineup. I don't hate their rotation. I do like Bailey Ober, so him being your 3rd starter, I think at least they get half of a rotation and puts them in a decent chance to win a lot of games. They won't win a lot of them. Yeah. I just think like they're one of those teams that are going to be kind of competitive. Like you aren't ever going to look at them and be like, oh, these guys are about to get steamrolled. Like they're good enough to avoid that. I just don't think they end up winning a whole lot of games in general. So they're like kind of a balanced team. It's just not somebody I'm looking to like necessarily bet against. They're better than that. Go for it. Go for it. I just think like they're going to lose a lot of like 3-4 run games. It's not like the Nationals or the Rockies where you're like they could go out and lose like 10 games this year by 10 plus runs.
Yeah.
Like I don't get that feel from this team at least.
No. I mean I do really like I do like Joe Ryan a lot. He's very good.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed watching Taj Bradley pitch.
Same.
Kind of weird thing to say. But then looking at their bullpen, it's a bunch of just like below average guys. With Taylor Rogers being your closer, like, meh.
Matt, we were in attendance for the first Taj Bradley start, I believe.
It was either him or Shane Baz. I forget which one it was. I think it was Taj Bradley, though.
I think it was Taj Bradley.
All right, now I had to look that up. But why don't you go into their win total, assuming you have that open? That's not what I expected Taj Bradley to look like. Not that I had any picture in my brain of what he looks like, but.
Matt, guess what I don't have open?
Okay. Twins, 72.5.
I'll pull it up.
72.5. Since I said that the White Sox are at 72 and that they're going to finish fourth, I then by default have to say lower. But I was going to say that anyway. I think they're going to be in the like mid 60s. I don't think they're losing 100, but let's call
mid
it
60s.
Let's call it 67. They're just not good. And
I know.
And Buxton will more than likely get traded because there's been talks of that the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I feel like if Royce Lewis starts to do anything, he's a very quick trade candidate as well.
Yeah.
I have no clue what his contract looks like.
You know what? I can't really argue with anything you're saying here, but my gut feel is that they figure out how to go over. And I think I'm still hanging on a little bit to like, I forget how many years ago, but remember when they like led the league in home runs and you looked at their lineup and you're just like, who the heck are these guys? In a lot of cases, it's like Jorge Polanco and Miguel Sano and
actual good hitters.
Well, yeah, they're good hitter, but like it was like Max Kepler, like overachieved. Like sometimes the Twins are just one of those teams where you look at them and somehow they figure out a way. Like the Giants do it, the Guardians do it. We'll get to them in a little bit. There's just a couple of teams that figure out ways to exceed expectations with just an average team in a lot of cases. So I kind of just feel like the Twins got one of those years coming. It's obviously more gut than it is analysis, but I'm going to take the over, and I don't know how they're going to do it necessarily, but I just think that they have enough here to get over 72 or whatever you said.
72.5.
Yeah. We'll take 73 then.
Maybe I just have a bad taste in my mouth from last year of saying that they were going to win the division and then just be absolute dog do.
Yeah. The thing is, it's still a bad division. It just is.
Yeah. Well, so that's my thoughts on the White Sox, and that's also why last year, when everybody was like, "Oh, they're going to only win 40 games again," I was like, "Not a chance."
They can't.
This division is horrible.
It's kind of why I feel like last year it ended worse for the Twins than it maybe should have or would have in most cases.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to move on to the Kansas City Royals?
Yes.
All right. Looks like you're about to correct me there.
Nope.
I'll let you go on lineup this time.
Okay. I like them. I actually really like this team. I know that.
Well, what's different from last
makes
year?
Makes your skin crawl. What's different is the main core of their team is like they're practically babies.
They were babies last year.
Exactly. So now they're babies with a year of experience.
I feel like the only difference from last year is Michael Garcia really announcing that he's here.
He's him.
Yes.
Well, he was really good last year as well. And just kind of continuing that. Bobby Witt. Dude, sure. No, I mean he's just a good player. Bobby Witt obviously is like MVP candidate as long as Aaron Judge keeps striking out 4 times a game. Vinny Pasquantino, like kind of rolling in off the WBC, is like just a big part of the team from like a leadership standpoint. So I feel like their clubhouse is just like a lot more together. There's a youthful energy there, but they aren't all like trying to figure it out necessarily still. Like they've kind of been there. Now they're all together going into another year of it. Jack Caglione cannot be worse than he was last year, no matter what. And that's a ton of power that they're getting if he just ends up being an average.
532 OPS and 200 plate appearances last year.
Yeah. Yet
not
he's
good.
Fangraphs is projecting him for a 784, by the way.
That's where I would expect him.
Like that's a huge jump.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, 700 is good. Close to 800 is very good.
We know India can get on tears. Why you all of a sudden? Last year you're like, oh, I wish we still had him. and singing
No,
his praises. Yes,
I never
huh?
once said that.
Carter
Wait,
Jensen, brand new, just their number one prospect. Um, when he was coming up, so hopefully he's good. It's a lot of like hoping that these young guys like do figure it out. I don't expect all of them to, but if
yeah,
one or two of them turn out to be and meet expectations, like I think this lineup's a lot better. Also, they moved the fences in a little bit from left
I
field
did forget
towards
about that.
center. Center field's the same. It's still going to be really deep. I was looking at Bobby Witt's spray chart. Obviously, he's the most important player on their team. Down year in power last year. He's been a 30 home run guy in the past. There's something like 13 to 15 or so balls that he hit that weren't out last year. That if he was playing in new Kauffman Stadium, they would be home runs. So like it's not out of the question that you get to mid 30s home
Right.
runs by Bob. Obviously, he's still going to steal bases and stuff. I just think they have more ways to score this year. Um, they have all the speed. They have some low K guys. The ball's going to be in play. They have some power now. So yeah, I actually really like this lineup.
I definitely am not on the same level as you for like I like the lineup. I don't hate it by any means, but I just they're not by any means a sexy lineup outside of Witt and now Miguel Garcia. Obviously, Sal's getting older, but he's proven that he can still do it. But I was just looking. If you saw me laughing, I was looking at Bobby Witt's Savant page, and it's just red up and down the board.
It
Outside of
just
some lesser things that don't matter when you hit as good as you do, like walk rate. Um, but like even last year, like I feel like people could consider that somewhat. I wouldn't even call it a down year, but like that he could improve, and he still had an
is a
850.
plateau year.
Yeah, he still slugged 500 at an 852
Yeah,
OPS, 295 average,
unreal.
23 dongs, 38 stolen bases. It's like it's crazy that that could still get better, and people like firmly believe that it will. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have that like crazy negative things to say. I don't have many things to tout. I mean, obviously, I do agree that Caglione should be way better. Um, am excited to see Carter Jensen. I don't know why I'm talking about the bottom half of the lineup, but I could see India continue to regress as he's just proven year in and year out. I still think India's fine. He's great at getting long ABs and really working a pitcher, but I love seeing that in the leadoff spot. But obviously, he's not hitting leadoff for this team.
Real quick, right there. I think part of it is they didn't have power sources outside of Sal and Bobby Witt, really. And Bobby
Yeah,
Witt's like not swinging for the fences necessarily. He just happens to hit the ball over them
he's just that
sometimes.
good. He's trying to
Yeah.
hit line drives and just misses
Um,
underneath.
I think Jonathan India kind of got caught up in the like I have to hit 25 home runs a year kind of thing
Yeah,
because he no longer very nimble like he was earlier in his career. Like he's
he
not going
wasn't
to
that
add
nimble,
much from
bro.
a. Well, I know that like he was a third
Yeah,
baseman turned second baseman, but like
out of
he could
necessity.
steal a bag or something. Like just some of the youthful energy and athleticism that's gone away. Where I feel like he just thinks he has to be like an Eugenio Suarez all of a sudden and try to be a power source in this lineup as long as these like Jack Caglione's can supply some power. I think his approach might change for the better. Like he
Yeah,
should just be a contact guy, work the count,
I like him
destroy
as a back half.
lefties. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a better
I like
situation for him, I think.
correct. And then the trade of Isaac Collins too interesting. Kyle Isbell, he's not a very good hitter, but fantastic center fielder.
Yeah, he
Um,
is.
and then nothing to really write home about on their bench. Starring Marte, getting older, but he's kind of just relegating to the bench. He already was doing that with the Mets anyway. Um, then Lane Thomas adds some extra outfield defense and speed. But moving on to the rotation, I do really like the rotation. Bunch of very good guys, all rank within the top 100. Which, when you look at top 30, that's very good. Uh, I don't know who I think is their true ace, but I know you're a big Cole Reagans guy. And I also love that three of their rotation is lefties. it just kind of messes with the team when they come in for any sort of series, or I guess they could go to them as well. But yeah, I mean, their rotation's more than fine. I think that's obviously the strength of this team. But it's only just because the back half of the lineup isn't quite there for me. But and then bullpen, a lot of above average guys. Carlos Estevez, very good closer. And then Lucas Erceg, we saw him close out some games for the Athletics, but not really. And then I want to say he closed some last year for them. No, he only had 2. But he's a fantastic setup guy. I don't hate this team. I just don't love them, and it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing for me to put into words because it's just a bunch of bleh.
I think this is going to be my team this year that I'm just like, I'm going to take a stand. I think this team's really good. I think Cole, you mentioned Cole Reagans, like he was a Cy Young contender, and then last year kind of went through some injuries. So I expect him to be fully back and healthy and ready to rock and roll back to the old Cole Reagans. Saw a lot of good stuff in limited time from Noah Cameron. So I think their pitching staff is great. I obviously think their lineup is a lot better than I think you do, and I'm probably higher on them than maybe I should be, but I've full on convinced myself that this is my team this year. Outside the Cubs, obviously, that I'm rooting for to really take a stand on, and I think they're going to be really good.
I mean, that's what we should do every year. We should pick an AL team to root for.
Yeah.
Which me and Banis always pick the White Sox, which I still
Name
need
drop.
I still need to carry that flag, but maybe I'll pick a different team just to at least talk about it here. That might be exciting this year. One thing I don't understand, and it's not quite the Royals' fault because the game's in Atlanta, but why are they starting tomorrow? I don't understand this. In an outdoor stadium, you always build in that extra day, and I don't believe they build that in. It's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They're just trying to spread games out, which I don't like.
Every team should be playing today, which even I know Yankees, Giants. I had to double check that they are not, which makes sense. They just played yesterday, and then every dome team or every dome game always plays on Friday as well. But I don't know. I feel like every single team should be playing today. I don't like that there's only.
I'm with you.
Games.
I don't like that the solve for the off day immediately after opening day, which it really does kind of suck. Like, I get why they do it. But you get so excited for opening day. You watch the games, and then you're like, all right, it's baseball season, and you got to sit there, and your team's not playing right away. So it's kind of like the third day of the year when you're finally like, okay, now we're off and running.
Yeah.
But I don't think the solve for that should necessarily be not having Friday games. Like, have everybody play, like, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then maybe you have Monday off where you can flex something. That way it's the third game of the year. You aren't. I don't know. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, and obviously the day off is for people to have their opening day festivities and not have to worry about rescheduling a game or anything like that. And it's just for rainouts because it rains all over the Midwest at this time of the year. You cannot predict it, but tomorrow,
I would just start.
As you know, in Cincinnati, it's 80 and sunny today during the Reds game with the Red Sox, but then tomorrow it's just a high of 40.
Yeah.
So as you know, it's very unpredictable. But
I just think we should start 4-game series Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off day Monday. That way you at least get into the season. Off day Monday, so if you have to delay anything, it goes back. If Thursday is opening day and it gets canceled, well, your opening day is then on Friday. What a still good party, get out, go enjoy some baseball day.
Yeah. I think I've actually convinced myself in this conversation that I'm all right with them starting tomorrow because I feel like in years past it was only 4, 5, 6 games on Fridays. But now I think it's 11
dull.
Today and 8 tomorrow.
Yeah. But you could have both is I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. At least they're trying. They're trying to do different stuff. I'm not sitting here being the commissioner's office #1 fan, but they're trying different things to see what sticks and what doesn't. So I'm all right with it. All right. As far as the Royals, They are slated at 82.5. I feel like I put them kind of right at that. Probably more like just call it an even 81, but I could see them getting an 82 in there. But I think I'm gonna say a soft lower. But that's just me being negative on them. But I'm assuming you're gonna say above.
Yeah, I'm going like all the way up to like 88, 89.
I thought that was gonna start with a 9.
No, I mean pretty dang close. The thing is, we'll get to two teams that are still pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I'm changing it because of a take I have on a different team. So I'm going to say over,
gotcha.
but it's like
you're just on the number pretty much.
Probably like 84.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, I'm glad that we both can root for an over here.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely not my AL team I'm picking this year though.
Okay. Have we gone through them yet?
What's that?
I know, like, as far as AL teams, we're almost through the entire league.
I haven't honestly really looked and decided, but
we'll check back next episode.
I feel like
then.
It would be too difficult to do it in the East because all 5 of those teams are good, and that would just be stupid of me. Fuck it, I'm picking the A's. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Or should I just stick with the White Sox?
You can do whatever you want, Matt.
All right, fine. All right, moving on to the second place from last year, the Detroit Tigers. I know I was pretty down on them last year, which honestly I was kind of spot on. I think I probably said that their record was going to be worse than 87 wins is what I think they had. But I'm much higher on them this year. They got rid of, to me, a lot of the flukiness that I saw in the year prior. And then also the addition of Framber, adding Jack Flaherty last year, the addition of Verlander, which, yeah, he's got 20 years in the league, but, like, he started to kind of pick it up again last year. I don't think I think that if I remember correctly, he didn't have a win at the All-Star break. He was like 0-7, but he was pitching all right. But then he started pitching much better in winning games then. But up, top, down, I mean, this rotation is one of the best in the league. With Casey Mize as your 5th guy, or potentially Verlander as your 5th, like, that's very good. Obviously, Skubal, best in the AL right now. Could maybe see him not winning another Cy Young, but that's really only going to be to, like, the Garrett Crochets of the world. But he's still an absolute stud, and I would imagine is the Cy Young favorite right now, and rightfully so. But then having the other lefty hurler and Framber right behind him, who also could win a Cy Young, like, this rotation was built to last, and it's just going to overpower teams, and I'm excited for it. Even though I'm not the biggest Jack Flaherty guy. He does rate well, stats out well. I don't know.
He seems like he just has full years of boom or bust.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And then this lineup, I mean, there's a lot of really good pieces in the lineup. Riley Green took a big old step forward last year. Spencer Torkelson came back from the dead. Your boy Kerry Carpenter, who's I'm assuming is there he is. I didn't see his name there for a second. I was like, I'm assuming he got hurt without me noticing. But the best part about this team, which we could say the same thing about the Royals, and I want to say also the majority of the White Sox, just Detroit-grown guys all up and down this lineup. As far as the rotation, they also have that, but obviously not Framber or Jack Flaherty. But it's just it's a very good lineup. They're going to be great. I do kind of see some of the spottiness from 2 years ago in it still, just because it's all the same guys, but they all got better last year. And I'm just kind of excited to see what they're going to do this year, because I think they're definitely going to win this division. And whatever their over/under set at, I'm probably going to go over. I don't even know what it's I haven't looked at it yet, so I've been doing all the over/unders on the fly.
Yeah, love that. Seat of your pants. Yeah, this team's obviously really, really good. If anything, I think they're better than last year. Depth of pitching. Kevin McGonigal, one of the top prospects in baseball, had a good spring. Yeah, he's on my fantasy team, I appreciate that. Um, no, hit over 300 in his minor league career. Obviously, it's been very short because he's been fast tracked, and it's a young top prospect. Not much like power yet in terms of home runs necessarily, but kind of a big like doubles guy. So like still perfectly fine to have in the middle of order, which is kind of where they have him slotted right now, in the six hole, on Fangraphs. So I don't know if their lines come out today, but we'll kind of see where he settles in. Um, yeah, this is one of my favorite organizations in baseball. All homegrown talent, especially the guys that they're relying on. Yeah, just really good, really good all around.
And at some
They
point, I fully expect to see Max Clark here very soon as well. Just would be
Yes, yeah.
just another Tigers edition. I love it.
I'm out on him. Dude.
Get out of here.
I know he's young and obviously can prove me wrong, and I wouldn't be surprised one bit. But
Yeah.
no, talk about look at me energy.
Oh,
Like I just it's hard. Like I just can't like I'm not rooting against him because he's a person and he can go be whoever he wants to be, but not my type of guy.
all right. We will stop talking about him then. But he is really good at baseball, and will probably be just fine for them. But one thing neither one of us pointed out was the addition of Kenley Jansen, who, yes, he is now 38 and a half years old. But the dude can still absolutely just throw it. And then you also still have Will Vest, and Kyle Finnegan, who all three of them had 20-plus saves last year. Obviously, Kenley Jansen wasn't with them, but it's fun to have that kind of save opportunity and power in the back of your bullpen. It looks like, obviously, Kenley Jansen, I mean, he's slated as the full-on closer, but the fact that you have two other guys that can close out games, you got to love that. So any sort of late lead, you got to feel pretty good about.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just added the pieces that they needed to kind of avoid the collapse of last year in the regular season. So definitely.
Which is funny too, because it's not even a whole lot of like sexy additions. Like literally, you add Framber. I mean, Verlander, I wouldn't call sexy. I feel like it's more of a homecoming pick than anything. But
do you think they got a deal on Framber, by the way, because of the whole cross-up situation? I think they did.
I don't remember off the top of the head what his contract looks like, but I would imagine just all around there was a little bit of discount there.
Yeah.
But I think that was completely overblown.
Same.
And even if it was on purpose, it was one fucking pitch. Like,
I know.
Athletes are tremendous competitors with. You kind of have to be a little crazy to be a professional athlete. So sometimes they're going to snap a little bit.
Yep.
I don't go.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all.
Don't go doing anything illegal, but you're kind of allowed to snap on your playing field.
Terrible move on his end. Don't do that.
Which we don't even know if it was intentional.
Right.
It looked pretty intentional, but
it did look intentional. It was just one of those like this got blown so far out of proportion, and people were
talked about for so long too.
Yeah. And like to not have that guy on your team who's really good. Like there's plenty of other guys who have done far worse than that, and like nobody bats an eye at it because it's not a contract year.
Yeah. All right. Tigers 85 and a half. I'm saying they're getting at least 90. I'm probably putting them at like a 92, maybe a 93.
Okay. Definitely going under 93. I think they're like neck and neck with the Royals for me. So right around that like 88, 89, right. Which is over. I don't know how they're projected to be barely above 500.
I mean, yeah, but that's playoff territory, 86.
I know that, but like, I still think this is one of the best teams of baseball.
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 12th best odds. Well, tied for 11th technically. But
yeah, in one of the lesser, well, I don't want to say lesser divisions because there's a couple good teams in it, but like the bottom of the division still is not good. I mean,
a third.
So like, there's chances to rack up wins.
Yeah, just under. do math. Yeah, just under a third of your record or your entire schedule is against your division. So obviously that would make a huge deal. But which I'm shocked with some of that NL East guys being so high. I know we already covered that, but that entire division is going to win. It's probably going to be 500.
Yeah, I just don't like the Tigers are like a top
500 better, I should say.
7 team in baseball to me, not 12th. Like I think that's a big miss. I will definitely be betting that.
Yeah, I do agree. But then looking at all the teams above them, the only team I would put right now below them is the Orioles, just because they have been kind of shitty, and then the Braves are above them. I'm keeping them above them just because they've got all that star talent.
Yeah.
They've just been so hurt the last 2 years.
Anyway. I think Orioles, the Astros, either the Red Sox, probably the Red Sox, I think are not as good as the Tigers, especially when you factor in the competition that they're playing most of their games against. Like I wouldn't be surprised if the Tigers are better than the Mariners this year. I think the Mariners are just I just think I think the Mariners are so good, don't get me wrong, but like to me there's not much different in the talent of the roster between the Mariners and the Tigers. They got stud pitching and an offense that is above average.
Better, but yeah, to your point, I mean, yeah.
And I mean, we've talked about the Phillies ad nauseum of like the Phillies are going to fall off at some point. Like, is it this year? Who knows? But they're a prime contender to be, get to a lower win total than the Tigers, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's half the teams above them.
All right.
And I don't think there's any teams below them that I'm like, yeah, they should be higher than the Tigers.
Well, there's one team, but
the Reds.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the last team of our AL Central, the Cleveland Guardians. This is the team that obviously I've alluded to so far that I think is going to take a much bigger step back this year. I don't have the standings in front of me right now for some reason, but I forget how many games they won last year. Please hold it because I want to pull that up. Come on.
Whatever the Tigers did.
88. Well, Tigers at 87, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but they clipped them at the very end.
Yeah, so they had 88 wins. I just don't see that again this year. Outside of Stephen Kwan and Jose Ramirez, and I guess I'll include Kyle Manzardo there, there's just not a whole lot going on this team. I mean, I know Bo Naylor, obviously he produces when he does, but I just don't understand a lot of this team. I'm excited to watch Chase Louder. I actually have a waiver pick in to pick him up right now, so have fun. I probably will get him. But the rest of their lineup, it's just a bunch of doo-doo. But to your point before, it's like the Guardians always find out a way to win games. So I'm assuming there's going to be a whole lot of that this year. But no, I mean, again, outside of J-Ram and Kwan, like, I don't see any just absolute studs in this team. They got an aging Rhys Hoskins who hasn't been that great in his last couple of years, but the lineup doesn't really do a whole lot for me. Obviously, you can win any game when you got J-Ram, but even their bench is trash.
Yeah.
It's not even like they got good platoon guys that, like, versus lefties, they're just going to be studs. But and then the other part of it is the main reason the Guardians are always so good is that they always have like insane rotation. That's not the case this year. Yes, they have very good pitchers in their rotation, but it's not going to be to the same caliber that they've had in previous years. And then looking at their bullpen, above average all around, but me and you both absolutely love Cade Smith, so I'm excited to see him take on more of that closer role, especially because I don't think their closer's coming back anytime soon.
Subtle. I'm with you. Like they always figure out a way to get it done, so they're still going to be pretty decent. There's not much that I like here, though. Like if this wasn't the Cleveland Guardians, and you just drop these names on some other random team, like I'd say that they're far below average from a skill set, and that they just have J Ram. Uh, so not. It's going to be ugly.
That too,
Yeah, but like
but he does have the power and the pop. But
correct. I
also,
don't think you're necessarily
also a
scared
down
of
year
Stephen
last year.
Kwan. Like
Yeah,
he's very good. Like he'd be a starter and leadoff hitter on the majority of teams
yeah.
in baseball.
He's a runs guy, not an RBI guy, for the most part.
Yeah, I will say though that the Guardians play a very fun brand of baseball because they don't rely on like sitting on base and waiting for your three, four, five, six hitters to come up and try to knock you in. Like they force the action.
Yeah,
Uh, and whenever I see a lineup like this that overachieves, that's usually the case. I feel like it's a lot of hit and runs, stealing. They lean into every aspect of the game. They play really good defense, usually. So I kind of think they can get it done still. I just don't think they will. I do, however, have maybe a spicy take here. I wouldn't
yeah.
say it's not like a hot take necessarily, but
I just missed that
my
one too.
Keston Hira player this year, if you will, is Gabby Arias.
Okay, dude, he
Uh,
had a year last year. He
he's
made some phenomenal plays.
Yeah, well, he's a very good defender, but he has one of the highest swing speeds in baseball. If you like take out, um, some of the guys who you would like just think of hitting a lot of home runs and stuff. Like this dude, if he can make contact and improve his approach a little bit, he will turn into like a monster of a hitter.
Well,
Um, yeah, his approach is terrible.
oh, sorry, there's people
Is
in the
it
hall.
people in the hall just screaming? It's getting
Uh,
rowdy down there, Matt.
well, I thought it was my phone playing something. I was like, there's nothing open on my phone. But no, 77 WRC plus with a 5% walk rate and a 34% K rate last year.
Yeah, it's all, but the thing is, it's
34 is
all
absurd.
approach. It's all approach and what team is better to be on than the Cleveland Guardians if you're just like miraculously going to
Yeah, but he
overachieve.
still did it last year with them.
I know that, but he's also, how old is he?
Just talking shop. Not
I
telling you
know.
you're wrong.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He's only like 26 years old. It's not like he's like maxed out by any means.
Yeah,
He ended up kind of being a league average hitter at the end of the year. But yeah, to your point, like he whiffs a lot. Obviously, that happens when you're, swinging the bat as hard as he does. He's in the 89th percentile for bat speed. Anybody above him that qualifies like is hammering home runs left and right. His barrel percentage is actually really high as well. It's just if he can make contact. So
they don't have the accompanying good launch angle to take him out.
no, I mean the launch angle isn't that bad either. Like it's average. I just think like if there's somebody in the league who is not being talked about whatsoever, aka the Keston Hero take of the year, this is my guy. Like the swing speed's like fairly close to um, like Junior Caminero. Caminero.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said I had Olive
all right.
Garden on the mind. Um, but like you're talking going from 11 home runs to like actually being a legitimate like mid 30s guy if we don't swing and miss at a 1 percentile rate.
Yeah. All right,
Like if he can just have
that'll
an
be a fun
average
one to track.
approach. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last little thing I got on this team is that the vast majority of them are under 3 year service time, so that they do have that going for them. So like obviously there's always the window for the young guys to improve, especially just as they kind of settle in. Most of them are, I guess most of them are basically in their third year now. But yeah, I mean, their Guardians are going to Guardian, Indians are going to Indian, but I don't know. I'm not very high in this team this year, especially. So like, yeah, we talked about the bullpen and whatnot, or the rotation. I mean, but they don't have that just like blow you away guy right now. Like Gavin Williams can do that, Bybee can do that, but not on an everyday basis or every start basis. So I think that's what's going to set him down, which puts us to the next thing of they're projected at 79.5. I am going to say lower, but probably in the like 76-ish range.
I'm also lower, and I'll be kind of right around you there. I think that it's a huge step back. Exactly same reasons. I'm not a believer in the pitching, but they rate well, but I just don't think they're that good. They don't pass the eye test for me.
All right. In the interest of time, obviously this is the division we really want to talk about. However, I'm going to just immediately jump into it. So here we go. I hate when it fucking does that. I know it's way too long to do it. All right, so starting with the 5th place finisher last year, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I still don't understand why everybody's so high in this team this year. I understand it's because of the rotation, but still, I don't see a lot of the, like, they're going to win 82 games. They're going to finish 3rd in the division, possibly 2nd. And I feel like it's just been a very trendy pick that people, they don't really see strong evidence to say otherwise, so they just jump on it and agree with it. And then that just becomes their personality on the Pirates. But I don't see it. I mean, I love a lot of their additions. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Marcell Ozuna's character, but as a baseball player, yeah, the guy absolutely crushes the ball. Ryan O'Hearn does the same thing. Me and you both love Brandon Lau, or Lowe, I always forget which one it is. But, I mean, the rest of what they're trotting out from last year isn't the best. Like, O'Neal Cruz obviously hits the absolute shit out of the ball, but strikes out at a 32% rate. And then you got the Spencer Horowitzes, the Nick Gonzalez's, the Joey Barts, the Henry Davises, the Jack Sawinskis, all those guys. They're all, I would say, well, as far as starters on a team, below average. Although Spencer Horwitz absolutely just shat on the Reds last year. I lumped Jared Trillo in there, looked over his name, but like, I don't look at this team and just see like a team that's going to beat you down, because I feel like everybody says that they're going to be so good because of the rotation, but I mean, some of those guys we've barely even seen. Bubba Chandler was very good, but still, he had just over a month of service time, so it's like there's definitely some opportunity to deprove. Not saying he's going to, because one, I believe he's on my fantasy team, and two, I believe he is very good. It's just, it's not like this is the greatest rotation ever assembled, but I don't see it. I don't understand all the crazy hype of the Pirates going big this year. And then obviously they do expect Jared Jones back at some point. I don't know when that's supposed to be. He had internal brace procedure last May. Which probably, I don't know, probably midsummer they could expect to see him back, but I don't know. I don't see it. I am very excited for Connor Griffin. I don't believe he made the opening day roster, at least not comparing to Fangraphs.
He did not.
But I expect him to be up very soon.
Yep.
Which that will make me much happier about this team, especially if he's playing third base and replacing Nick Gonzalez. But I still don't see it.
I'm with you. Even like their additions, I'm like, all right, like I see what you're doing, and you're moving in the right direction. And it's not that any of them are bad choices. I just don't think they're really like needle movers. Like I understand that their pitching is really good. It's a lot of close games. That's just how they're going to have to win ball games. And if they had just a tiny bit more run support or whatever for like Paul Skeens, like all of a sudden you have 10 more wins. I get that. But at the same time, like it's unreasonable to continue to expect Paul Skeens to just have ERAs under 2.
Yeah.
It just is. Like the odds are that goes up. If he were to have like a 2.8 ERA this year, you would still say he's one of the best pitchers in the game. You'd say he had an off year, even though he didn't from like an effectiveness thing standpoint. Like his expected ERA
this year, by the way.
Yeah. His expected ERA last year was a 2.65.
Yeah.
like that's still really good. It's the 97th percentile. He's one of the best pitchers in the league. It's just he's not necessarily like and I'm looking a lot into ERA, which I don't actually like view ERA as the end all be all, but like he's been semi lucky in a way, and that's not to diminish how good of a player he is. Like still going to be a Cy Young contender, and favorite, but
For sure.
like there's a chance that you're not getting the same Paul Skeens every single year at this level, just from a variance angle.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what pitch he introduced last year. I can't think what it was, but
He's got like 9 pitches now. I feel like it's like the OU Darvish.
oh, it was the sinker he added because that thing was nasty, but he didn't even really throw it that much. But it's just one more thing to add to that arsenal. That was absurd.
Yeah,
Looking at his Savant page is funny too. It's just red up and down as well.
yeah,
I mean, it's not like he's untouchable. Like he's definitely prone to getting hit hard, but especially because he throws so hard. But no, to your point, I mean, yeah, he's really good, but at some point you can't just rely on him every single start. Like you need to give him some run. You need to give him some runs, or else I got to think too at some point. Even though he's a very even keel guy, it's got to get to him at some point. It's like, dude, you guys got to give me some runs.
yeah. I think they'll be able to give him runs. It's just it's not going to be like all we need is 2 today, and Paul Skeens is going to shut him down. Like that's going to happen a fair amount, but you're probably not going to end up with like however many games it was. Like I think it was in the double digits of like if he just had 3 runs, we'd be good. Like he's going to give up runs at some point, at a faster rate than he is just from variance.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's a big thing of why you. So it's interesting that Scooble just did this, and Skeens is probably going to do it again. But I feel like it's not as common as guys winning Cy Youngs back to back. So like it's either they, and most of the times I feel like it's because they fall off a little bit. Like not every pitcher is just going to be their best at all times. So they I feel like are relying on him to be his best at all times, but and I see him being able to do that. It's just that's a very unrealistic thing to expect over 30 starts.
And you're asking for it for 3 straight years now too.
Yeah. Speaking of, the Pirates are on TV right now. But really the only other thing we didn't touch on is their bullpen. I would imagine based off these power ranks that they're right around average, below average, but the addition of Gregory Soto was a great move to have a nice solid setup guy there, and then Dennis Santana was fantastic last year. Seeing him be fully solidified in that closer role. Yeah, outside of that, I don't believe I have anything else to add. I am excited to watch a lot of their young guys, especially in Connor Griffin and Bubba Chandler, but I don't see all the hype. Like even on Fangraphs, they're above the Brewers with percentages to win the division.
Yeah,
which
I'm not there.
Everybody did what they're doing to the Pirates this year, to the Brewers last year. Yeah. And yes, they ended up winning 97 games, but it's like this year then they're just like, oh, the Brewers just suck again. It's like,
yeah, but why?
You either believe in them or you don't.
Yeah.
Like, yes, the Brewers proved everybody right last year, but I see better in their team than I do on the Pirates.
Yep, agreed.
All right, so they are set at, where is it? 78.5. I'm assuming we both are going to be under.
Correct.
But to your point, I don't hate this team by any means. I think they're going to be just fine. It's just I still see them kind of in that 4th role. I think you're probably going to say they're in the 3rd role, but I don't see them taking that huge step this year. But it's a great step forward.
I actually think they still come in 4th. Well, not still. They came in last year.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I do think the Reds are better than them.
Fuck yeah.
Just to cut straight to your point.
That'll cut my anxiety for the next 5 minutes as we talk about
Okay.
your St. Louis Cardinals. Great segue.
Don't
Matt.
ever
Thanks,
say
Matt.
that.
It's just a figure of speech. I'm not saying it's yours.
I don't want it to be mistaken.
Fair enough. All right. Really, the only thing I need to point out is that their entire projected starting lineup is Cardinals homegrown.
Yeah.
All from
Good for
draft
them.
outside of Ivan Herrera, who was a international free agent from Panama. I absolutely love that. However, I don't love this team. I do really like J.J. Weatherholt. I'm excited to see him. I hope and expect him to be all the hype that's around him. Even Fangraphs has projected him to already have a 3.1 WAR, and he's not even played a single day of professional baseball. Sure, he was there all spring training, but it's not quite the same thing. But then the rest of this lineup, don't love. Mason Wynn obviously is good. I like Alec Burleson, but the rest of it can get lost on me. Ivan Herrera obviously has flashes of brilliance as well. Is projected to have a very high WRC plus as he did last year. Norman Gorman never really seems to pan out so far, and same thing with Jordan Walker, which Jordan Walker's an absolute specimen. If that guy can learn how to hit the ball again, look out. But it's not a lot that I hate on this team. It's just a bunch of average, below average players mixed in with some really good players.
Well, that makes one of us. I hate absolutely everything that's not named J.J. Weatherholt. This is disgusting. This team is.
You gotta like Mason Wynn though.
He's a fun player to watch. I don't think he's insane.
Aren't you a big Burleson guy too?
Not really.
All right. Fair enough.
Talk about a guy who spent way too long on the barrel blunder list last year. I'm like, when you can't,
which he did not belong there either.
That dude is country strong.
Yeah.
You gotta mash the ball if you're, that size, and that's
he
your.
was still hitting well. He just wasn't hitting.
Yeah, he's fine.
To the barrel standards.
Correct. He wasn't getting the ball in the air, and he's not running out any infield singles anytime soon, with regularity. But no, he actually ended up being perfectly fine last year. Just kind of giving him a hard time there.
800 OPS.
Yeah. He's a very legitimate major league player, but this team is awful, in my opinion.
Who do they have this weekend? They have the Rays. That'll be a boring series, but I expect the Rays to win that series.
They're projected to be the fourth worst team in baseball. I would say that they're going to be the third worst team in baseball.
Yeah, so obviously we disagree on the lineup aspect of it, but I can't imagine we completely agree on the pitching side of it. It's the worst I've ever seen in the history of me watching baseball of the Cardinals. They always just have two or three guys that were even when Miles Michaelis was their two or three guy, he still seemed to figure out ways to win in division games, even though he's booty cheeks. But the rest of this rotation is not good.
No.
If you got Matthew Lubator as your ace, you're hurting.
From an organizational standpoint,
their bullpen is ass.
Yeah.
Maybe. By the way, they have 4 closers listed on Fangraphs.
They used to be one of those teams where okay, I've never heard of this guy. They're a 32-year-old rookie, and they're gonna come up and then they just find David Freeze's, guys who come up in big moments and contribute in a big way. But they always had star power built into it, so those were all fill-in pieces that were just really, really good role players, and that was how they sustained success for so long.
Yeah.
They don't have star power anymore, so now it's just a team full of mediocre role guys, and you're not going to get overachievement from most of these dudes.
No, they do have look at just hearing you say that made me immediately scroll up to their prospects. They do have 5 guys in the top 100. One of them is J.J. Weatherholt, but the rest of them are all young or aren't rated that high. Their next best 2 are 21 and 19. They're not getting a lot of help here soon. And so it'll be a very good time for NL Central fans not in St. Louis to see these next couple years, which we all anticipate them being fifth in the division for probably the first time in our lives.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. It's easy to say that in a Cubs jersey, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Although baseball's better when the Cardinals are good because St. Louis is a fantastic baseball town. So give respect to the fans, and that organization's been amazing from a kind of small market team. Like they put a very competitive product out there for literally our entire lives, and we're on the wrong side of 30. So
yeah, it just was a constant, always just finding studs.
Yeah.
Like we went from Mark McGwire to Pujols to Contreras to Vladdy.
Yeah.
Or not Vladdy. Why am I blanking on the catcher's name?
Yadier Molina.
Yeah, thank you. Yachty, not Vladdy.
Yeah. They had.
Yeah, they don't have that right now. I think it's going to be JJ, but he has 0 service time, and I don't think he can carry a whole team.
Wainwright, Chris Carpenter.
Yeah. I was just going hitters, but yes.
I know you were. I was just adding to a bunch. Like they just had guys that they were able to retain for so long, and they were so good over and over and over again. They were so annoying as a fan of the rival teams that we are.
I believe you're indifferent to this, but I'm also not a big fan of the classic business first baseball organizations now, where it's we're the upper class baseball organization. You're not allowed to have facial hair. They don't have that rule because I feel like
it's the Yankees.
Nicholas always had that caterpillar stash that he's got now with them. But yeah, it's always we're better than you because we're this organization.
Yeah.
But moving on, they're projected at 69.5. I do have them at lower. I don't think they're going to lose 100, but it's going to be pretty damn close.
Yeah, I'm under as well. So they're the 4th worst team in baseball based on over-under odds. I think the White Sox, who are projected to be 2 games below them, are a better team.
Damn. Not even will get more wins. You said better team.
Yeah. I mean, they are.
No, I just think it's funny that a team that won only 40 games 2 years ago, which I think 2 years ago the Cardinals at least made the playoffs. So,
yeah, I mean, I think this Cardinals team is on par with the Nationals.
Who did they even get?
I think it's that bad.
Contreras trade. That doesn't matter right now. Anyway, they got Hunter Dobbins, who's currently hurt. So
yeah.
Which he tore his ACL in August of last year. So I don't.
He gone.
Yeah.
It's an ACL survivor myself. He gone.
You wouldn't know because you haven't actually figured that out yet.
Yes, I did. I had knee surgery.
Didn't get. Oh, you did? I thought you didn't even get your images back
I
yet.
tore my ACL. I got surgery. I was back for 3 years, and then I messed up my knee again.
I didn't realize you'd done it a second.
Same knee.
All right, that is
it's not the ACL this time. Yeah, talking about my health.
Not to say you're not important, but that's not.
What is that, HIPAA?
What we're doing here. No, I'm not your doctor. All right, moving on to the 3rd place NL Central 2025 and the 1st place NL Central 2026 team, the Cincinnati Reds. Jake, I'm going to let you go, but don't ramble.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make this quick so you can go. I mean, I don't know if I can fully not tear your team down, but I promise it's not as bad. I think they got better.
It looks really bad on Fangraphs website, by the way.
Just for
lots of low power ranks, but
I mean, I'm not too worried about that. We all know, this team is pitching first. Hunter Green out,
which sucks
right now,
and Lodolo got put on the 15-day.
Yeah, Lodolo
guy can't figure out
lay off the hand lotion or something. Go do a little blue collar work in the off season. I don't know. Figure out the blisters, please.
Yeah, that's why you have starting pitching depth. All right, sorry, I said you would go.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I mean, I think the offense is a little bit deeper than last year. Adding Eugenio Suarez, I think, is a big win. Not only putting butts in the stands, as the Reds, well, people made a big deal out of it. I don't think it's that big of a deal from missing out on Kyle Schwarber.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were saying you didn't think Suarez was that big of a deal, but
No. I think him coming back from a fan perspective is a big deal, but Reds missed out on Schwarber. It was like, oh, he was only going to be like the only big fish we were willing to bring in. If you don't know, he's a Cincinnati guy from just north of like kind of northern suburbs, if you will. So would have been like the hometown draw there. And then when they missed out, it's like, oh, we were kind of only going after him to put butts in seats, essentially. But he's also a really good baseball player. I kind of believe it, but like that, they were trying to get him because he's a really good baseball player, with the added benefit. So
I was saying that wasn't our only, like,
only guy you're going after.
Bust.
I kind of think you were, but
why'd we get Suarez then? All right, continue.
Because there wasn't much of a market for Suarez.
The biggest thing is we were looking for a DH. Obviously, we wanted Schwarber, and it made sense. But
yes,
I said from the start that he was always going back to the Phillies. But
yeah, he loves it there.
I think if we matched their contract, I think he was picking the Phillies again because that team has been so good and hasn't done shit. I feel like he wants to run that back and see it play out.
Yeah. I love Sal Stewart. I don't know. We haven't talked much about Sal Stewart, but I love that piece that's being added. He's kind of filling the void of what I think you and a lot of other Reds fans thought CES or were hoping CES could fill. I was never a believer in CES. Turns out he's probably just done in a way. He's just not a top prospect anymore.
Yeah, he got sent home from spring training pretty early too.
Yeah, I just think that experiment's over. But Sal Stewart, I am a believer in. I won't go on much further besides Noelvi. Marte is really good at baseball.
He is.
And I don't think people know that yet. Fangraphs is projecting him for a WAR of 0.6. A lot of that's defensive.
To hit 8th, which is not.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless they're saying it's supposed to be like some sort of like rolling the line over type thing.
At the MLB level, which is like the only spot that they truly track defense, at least like for the public to view, he's an awful defender. I don't actually believe that. I think it's a mix between the positional changes and
the 30 was really bad.
Yeah,
right field, he's still learning it.
Correct. Like he's a very underrated athlete. So I think he figures out right field. He made that like home run robbery to save the Red season, which was sick. One of the better highlights of all of last year, regardless of team. When you look in the situation,
my heart was in my butthole when that ball was hit. I was like, no way, did we just lose this game?
And then the last thing I'll say is like the pieces that you're like, okay, like don't love you from like a lineup perspective, they still have value. Like Brian Hayes is one of the best defenders in baseball, regardless of position. Yeah. Like Ty Steve, like everyone wants a little bit more power out of him. Totally get that. He's a bat first catcher, but he's also still a really good hitter. Like just kind of goes the opposite way. So you can kind of work around that a little bit. So I like the lineup a lot better than I did last year. So I think the Reds got better. Hopefully Hunter Green's good. But we'll see. But I'll turn it over to you to really like kind of go in depth and talk through it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it sucks that Green's hurt. Udolo's dealing with his blisters issues again, which last year, thankfully, he started with them and then they went away. But previous seasons, he just constantly had the blisters and it was in and out like crazy. But, I mean, last year he looked a lot of times just as good as Hunter Green, so it would be fantastic to have both of them back. I agree with you on the lineup side of it. Friedel is, to me, an anomaly of a center fielder because he's not that good. Like he doesn't really excel in anything. He's just a good ball player. He walks a lot. He's good at and Terry Francona's main thing to him was get on base twice. Don't worry about hitting home runs. Obviously, if you hit home runs, great, but that just means you guessed right and you hit the ball well. But his main goal with him is just get on twice and you did your job. With then moving down the lineup, with Matt McLain having arguably the greatest spring training of all time, I look to see him continue to come back. Last year, obviously, he was coming off of that shoulder surgery, and they always are saying your first year back, you still don't have that confidence in it, and with that, you also don't have your power. But boy, did he prove that he has power again in spring training. So I'm looking to see that. I will be taking him. I was about to say I would be taking him for a home run today, but I don't know exactly his splits against lefties. So we'll see. And it's just Crochet, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But Ellie had an improved year last year in kind of a weird way. He hit way more for average, but that's kind of what you want out of a really young guy. I mean, because he stopped swinging for the fences. He wasn't trying to put the team on his back. He was just trying to get on and let his team do what he needs to do. I'm with you on Sal Stewart. Love the guy. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He's a prodigy of Manny Machado, so hopefully he keeps the good attitude, but also takes a lot of swinging tips from him because that guy can absolutely smash the ball. Love having Gene back. Hopefully he hits 50 home runs for us again. To your point on Ty Steve, I hope he gets better. I don't know. It feels like every time he starts hitting really well, he gets some minor injury, has to sit out a couple games, and comes back, and it's just horrible again. But probably one of the better opposite field hitters in the league. Will Benson, I've never been the highest on, but I know Reds fans love him, and the guy is electric when he's producing. And to our point of Noelvi Marte, which apparently he is actually supposed to hit low in our lineup, but I fully expect to see that kind of change unless it's there for like a purpose, like I was saying before. And I was actually very shocked to see Nate Lowe make our roster. I think it was kind of mostly some injury-related stuff, but I kind of thought we were going to make the mistake of keeping re-signs, but we don't need to go on him. But on our rotation, absolutely love it. It sucks that Green and Woodrow are hurt right now, but that's why you have starting pitching depth. Rhett Lauder, who was, I wouldn't call it a staple in our rotation 2 years ago, but he made his first debut then and was pitching unbelievable to end the year. And he's just had flashes of being up here and there. Chase Burns obviously came up last year, was really good. Everybody always talks about his injury risk. I don't really get it and see it. Like, yeah, he kind of already got hurt this spring, but it wasn't anything crazy. And then I'm excited to see Brandon Williamson actually pitch for the first time in a Reds uniform. I feel like he's barely pitched for us and just immediately got TJ, and we haven't seen him for a while. But and our bullpen, I would look to see to continue to be a strength. We had that last year. Love the back end of Santillan Pagan. I don't typically love Pagan as a closer. I think Santillan should probably be the closer, but don't mess with things that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But yeah, that's enough of my rant on the Reds.
What do you think the weakness is? Because they're pretty well rounded. Like
that we strike.
What are you most concerned about? Okay. Well, I got news for you. Ellie De La Cruz strikeout rate dropped like 5% from 2 years ago to last year.
Ellie
so.
De La Cruz. Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean.
Ellie De La strikeout. You mean? Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking at the projections. But yeah, last year we had 6 guys with 25% strikeout rate or worse.
Yeah, Ellie is obviously
still on that, but
he's obviously the most important piece to the puzzle offensively.
Yeah,
still, but if he improves like another 2-3%, putting the ball in play with his athletic ability, hard hit rate, all that stuff, I think there's a lot of upside. And Ellie De La Cruz still
for a lot of last year and still continued to play in every single game.
Yeah.
And also hats off to Spencer Steer from last year. He played the entire month of March, April, and May with I think it was a shoulder issue, but he was just playing through it because we needed him, and he was just playing first and playing through it. But
I don't think you're in the same situation this year where you need guys to play through that kind of stuff. Even looking at prospects coming up, Rhett Lauder,
dude,
obviously is on the team, but with who? Do you know?
Alfredo Duno. He's a catcher.
Yeah.
We signed at 17, and he's just gotten better every year.
Yeah. I mean, like Chase Petty from a pitching standpoint is getting very close. Zach
been
Maxwell as well. Like you have depth a little bit. Like Cam Collier, I think is you might know more. Fan of the program, by the way, Cam Collier.
Oh, I kind of forgot
If you
about
didn't
that.
know, yeah,
That's wild.
he's
I
probably
didn't
pretty
realize
close. Like still playing pretty well. Kind of making his way towards the team. So
that. Yeah,
you got a
he's a big boy.
couple more options, I think, than you probably
Yeah,
did last year
and
to survive some of those situations.
unfortunately, I feel like a lot of that's going to get dealt with people getting dealt. I don't know why I said it like that, but yeah. Sorry, I'm scrolling through our depth of our entire system and some of the guys on it. I'm just like, why are you on our team? I.e. Garrett Hampson, who hit just wildly enough, by the way. JJ Bleday did not make the team. I know he kind of got a little bit hurt near the end of spring training there, but I also do expect him to play a fair amount of games for us. Somebody's going to get hurt. He's going to get called up, or somebody's going to be bad and get sent down. But outside of that, I mean, I'm excited for this season. You know me, I'm always a positive guy when it comes to baseball and the Reds in general. Even if we were bad, I'd be excited for it just because it's baseball, man. I mean, summer's coming and it's the best time of the year. But one thing I'm going to be hawking on this year is TJ Antone. Guy's had 3 TJs and he's trying to make a comeback. And he's only 32. And he's got 3 TJs. And his name is TJ. But he obviously didn't make the team. He's not even on the 40. But I'm excited to see if he can somehow make it back because I think it's just a cool story. Not many guys have 3 and then absolutely make it back. But all right, we went on that for very long, so let's move on to.
Yeah, it's all right. It's your team.
I know. I literally walked through every player on our team. So. Reds 80.5. I'm letting you go first.
All right, I'll go over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're plus 500. So I wouldn't be surprised.
81?
No, I'm saying like 83, 84.
Do you think that's enough to make the playoffs again?
No.
All right. So I obviously am very high on our team, so I'm going to say much higher than that, in the upper 80s probably. I feel like if everybody answers their questions positively, like the questions of their talent, I could see this team fuck around and win the division just with our starting pitching depth as well. And assuming Hunter Green comes back and is fine once he's back, and then Lindola's blister shit goes away, like our rotation.
Just gonna name if every single person stays healthy and overachieves,
no.
then we'll be pretty good.
Like, but our team's just filled with prospects still. Yeah, they've got service time still.
No, I see what you're saying.
In your first 3 years, you still have plenty of room to improve.
Yeah.
Like CES could fuck around and still improve and somehow make
All
the
right.
team and be.
Now you gotta stop now.
I don't believe in that, but I'm saying high 80s. I think we take a step forward this year. The vast majority of the team is returning, and the new guys are the Suarez's of the world who used to play here. Organization loves him, and everybody that's on the team has either played with him or has heard all about him and love the guy, and he's the happiest guy in the world. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and say 89. I'm not gonna say 90 yet, but that's what
it's a homer number. All right,
it is. But would you rather be negative about him?
No, you're fine. You're well entitled to that, Matt.
Yeah. All right. Now let's move to your team. What?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Chicago Cubs.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just like looked at me and got quiet. It was weird.
No, well, you let me lead off for your team, so you know.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. No, so if it's not the Reds, I think the Cubs are winning the division. I really like your team. Obviously, you're minus Kyle Tucker this year, but added Alex Bregman in place. I'm not going to say that I think he's the better player because Kyle Tucker's a stud, but I think Bregman fits a lot better with your team because let's say you never traded for Kyle Tucker, you'd still have Cam Smith, Probably move him to right, and then holy shit, now you have Alex Bregman playing third, which was your main question mark last year. But no, I love your team. I was kind of shocked you guys didn't actually end up moving Nico, just because there was so much buzz around that. I'm looking to see Dansby get better this year. I felt like every single Cubs game I watched last year, he was just trash. I mean, his numbers came out fine. He still was a 3+ WAR with just under 100 on WRC+, but I felt like every single time I watched the Cubs last year, he struck out 3 times pretty much. Do you?
Yeah, you and I both.
Yeah. Do you think Carson Kelly is going to be the same as he was last year?
No, I'm a little worried that's a Frank Schwindel type situation where
Frank Schwindel, wow.
Yeah. I mean, dude went on a tear for half a season with the Cubs, was like literally playing at MVP level for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, like, he's out of the league immediately because he's just not that good at baseball. No, Carson Kelly, I think, is a better player than that. Like, he's not gonna just disappear. But no, I don't think, like, Carson Kelly right now slated to hit 6th in the Cubs lineup. I don't think he stays there.
Yeah.
He won't stay there, by the way, just because Seiya Suzuki's going to come back and kind of bump everybody down, because right now Matt Shaw is playing right field. Terrible. Like, I mean, he can do it, sure, but he's just going to be an ultra utility guy. Yeah.
But no, I do like your team up and down, just especially because I feel like I know them a little bit more just from A, talking to you all the time, and B, watching a fair amount of Cubs. But PCA, obviously, I fully expect him to continue to be really good. Was really good last year. At one point, was just absolutely hitting the cover off the ball. Wasn't he, like, the first couple months, he was, like, on pace for a 40-40?
Well, after the first month.
Yeah.
He's why the barrel bonder all started.
But I think my favorite player on your team is Michael Busch. I never really knew who he was until you started just bringing him up all the time.
Yeah.
I started watching him, and every single time I watch the Cubs, he hits a home run. Your rotation I really like as well. I'm not like the biggest fans of all these guys, but they all produce, or I should say, prevent people from producing. I do really like the addition of Edward Cabrera. The guy's a big K guy. Is a little prone to get beat up because he's that K guy. If he doesn't have his stuff on completely that day, look out. But after watching this year's WBC, I'm a big fan of Daniel Palencia. I know you're kind of iffy on him, but
not anymore.
Dude was absolutely shut down in the WBC.
He's a pitcher now and not a thrower. Yeah. Like when he first came up, it was just 102 and getting rocked every now and then. I'm much more confident in him now.
Going back to your rotation, when is Justin Steele supposed to come back?
Don't know.
All right, cool. He had
soon.
Yeah, so he had UCL surgery last April. Usually it's a year and up to a half. So we'll see when he comes back.
It probably has more to do with how the current rotation is going. Like he's not going to be rushed back. We have enough pitching depth there to afford not to do that. Obviously, the goal is a World Series and deep playoff run. So they'll just make sure he's right first.
Yeah. And then obviously, as you pointed out, Seiya is supposed to come back. I'm not really sure when. He sprained his knee 2 weeks ago, but
PCL is nothing.
That's a big guy for you to have on your everyday lineup. Dude also had a good WBC. I feel like he hit a home run in every single game they played in until he got hurt. But let's see. Is there anything else I want to bring up? Do you think whenever Seiya's back, Conforto just gets cut?
No.
Oh, okay. What do you think? Cut Scott Kingery?
Yeah, probably, because then Matt Shaw gets kicked to the bench and kind of fills that void of if he can do anything. Shaw. No.
And then looking at your prospects, which is interesting because Owen Casey is still listed as a prospect. Oh, it's 2025. All right. I was like, he definitely is not on your team anymore. I feel like Kevin Alcantara has been in your system for years.
Yeah, I think he's Chris Bryant trade, maybe.
Yeah. But
no, he's good. He's still really young. Had a pretty good spring as well.
He's only been called up
just
for
been-
33 service days.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and he's just like
I
a
would-
September guy.
Yeah, maybe I'm confusing him with somebody else, but I feel like he has been way more than 33 days. But
I'll tell you this: if Seiya is out for a month and the Matt Shaw experience in right field doesn't go well, I would expect Scott Kingery to get replaced with Kevin Alcantara, and Kevin Alcantara is your right fielder. And I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being a thing anyways, because Seiya is not particularly good in the outfield.
correct.
So
Maybe
if
missed the playoffs a couple years ago.
correct, like there's right now Moises Ballesteros is the DH, big beefy boy, big average guy though somehow. So I don't know. I've not been a huge believer in him, even though all his stats would prove me wrong. I don't know. It's another eye test thing that I'm like, I think this guy's just been getting away with some things. Obviously rooting for the guy, but I could see Moises Ballesteros and Carson Kelly being more of a platoon at catcher, and using the DH spot with Seiya, and then having your right fielder be Kevin Alcantara
Yeah.
at some point.
Obviously, his ERA wasn't the greatest the last 2 years, but what are your thoughts on Ben Brown being relegated to a middle reliever?
We just have so many starters.
Yeah.
I don't really look
even
too much
Colin
into it.
Rea as your long reliever.
Yeah, half the team starters, or could be. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some
Which is
bench
why the
games
bullpen
just to keep guys
Yeah.
fresh. My main concern is still the pitching a little bit. Like there are a bunch of like B plus guys,
Yeah.
and without the star power, like Cade Horton could be like I'm not gonna throw Cy Young out there, but one of the better pitchers in the league. Like when he's right, it's just can he be right long enough? It's gonna be really first test of like full long grueling MLB season for him, to be able to get through. So Shota, I'm not a huge believer in Shota's ability. I think he kind of has a reputation of being a stud because he started out as a stud with the Cubs, but I think that a lot of that was just unfamiliarity with him and really not much of a scouting report, and guys just seeing him for the first time. He was a little sneaky. His fastball was like rated insane when he first got to the Cubs, even though it was at like 92 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So
I know he's not that old. He's not even 33 yet, but like it almost felt like the difference from first year to second year was like he's getting older type thing.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like I won't even say like that his stamina was down. It was just it felt like it just
Gives
felt
up a
like,
lot of power too.
Yeah.
A lot of power.
Which on some of those windy Wrigley days is not ideal.
Yeah, correct. Edward Cabrera, I do love that addition. However, it's like a wide range of outcomes for him.
Dude, he can
his
have
stuff
14 strikeouts
is
in a game
filthy.
or be out
14 walks. Yeah. But we can weather that storm when you have Colin Rea and Ben Brown, as you mentioned, in the bullpen.
Yeah.
So I got all the faith in Greg Counsell to kind of figure out the pitching aspect of it. And I just think he's a good manager, contrary to what I was concerned about when he first came to the Cubs. Kind of flipped there. He won me over. So, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're honestly better just from the Bregman ad actually solves something. The Kyle Tucker ad did not. Obviously, you got a really, really good player out of it, but I don't think there's a hole necessarily in the Cubs lineup this year. I thought that there was one, and I was proven correct that third base was a major issue for the majority of the year.
How does Bregman hit at Wrigley? Like that was the biggest thing with him last year of signing with the Red Sox. They were like the dude hits like a 2,000 OPS in Fenway.
Yeah.
Hit Wrigley.
Don't know. I mean, he's been an Astro most of his life,
Yeah.
so not many opportunities.
And not when they were in our division.
Correct.
I will continue to look that up just because I'm curious about it. But your win and loss is at 88.5. What say you?
90.
Okay.
I think that I just think they're a really good, like above average team, and they're good enough to mess around and potentially, have thoughts of the World Series, but they're not the Dodgers. I don't think they're close to the Dodgers.
Yeah, there's not too many people that are, unfortunately.
Nope.
Sorry, I almost have it. Almost have it. Almost have it. Where are you, Wrigley? You're at the bottom. He's only played 5 games there. Never mind. Or 6 games technically, but hit 227. Not that it matters. I'm saying over as well. I'm putting you in the low 90s.
Okay.
But that's also because of what I'm going to say in the next team. But I think more times than not, in simulations, you're winning this division. Obviously, in my personal simulations, the Reds are winning it, and then a small chance of Brewers. But yeah, I think there's probably a very good chance that you guys win this division.
Thank you. Love that.
Hell yeah! All right, last team of the morning, because we are coming up on 2 hours here.
Get to drinking.
I've been doing that, brother. Which reminds me, I need to eat. But the Brewers, first place Brewers last year. They had the best record in baseball, I think, in '97. I couldn't remember if somebody in the AL topped them or not. But a lot of returning players this year. However, they did trade away some of their position guys last year, and Isaac Collins, and the guy to the Red Sox that his name is escaping me right now. Thank you, Caleb Durbin. But then also traded away Freddie Peralta. They did get Woodruff back on a 1-year deal, and obviously Miz is coming in his second year, and then some of those other guys that are very young that came back with them. When Kyle Harrison came over in that trade as well. But I did see on the bottom line earlier that Jackson Chourio is going to start the year in the IL.
Fractured hand.
Yeah, fractured hand. So that sucks for them. I believe they're playing the White Sox, though, so potential to still not have that affect them too much in their first series. But I'm still not a huge believer in this team. I've become a big fan of Bryce Terang. Mostly just from watching him in the WBC, but also just watching the Brewers last year. Obviously, it's hard to hate on Yelich. Guy's been kind of a freak the last 2 years after not having the best years before then. Obviously, Contreras is good. Dude's got so much pop. Sal Frelick, he's made himself a staple in this lineup as well. I fully expect Andrew Vaughn to not do Andrew Vaughn things that he did last year. But the rest of the bottom half of that lineup I don't love. Like Luis Rengifo is a great guy to have in your team. It seems like he can just play some good ball. But I know you're a big fan of Garrett Mitchell, but and then your boy Jake Bowers is back, but on their bench this year. Outside of that, I don't really have much else to talk about their lineup. Their bench guys all kind of sucked. Yeah, they've got their moments and whatnot, but obviously their team rates really well. I told you last year that I think a lot of them just randomly played above their level, especially with how they had been before. And I kind of expect that to come back down to earth, but I think the biggest thing is not having that crazy rotation that they normally have. It's still a good rotation, but not having that crazy rotation that they normally have is what's going to hurt them, because they were a team last year that won a lot of. So yeah, they definitely had games where they put up a fuck ton of runs, but they also won a bunch of games by winning at the pitching and then just getting enough runs to be the leader in the end.
Kind of with you. I think they regress a little bit here. It seems like there's fewer ways to be able to win. They have to overcome their rotation. I don't think the Miz is actually like that good of a pitcher. I know when you come in and you throw 104 right off the bat, like first time guys see you, it's gonna go well usually. I don't think he's going to be a long-term like bona fide stud necessarily. So I think they have to overcome some pitching issues. They do have a number of top prospects, a couple of which are kind of like the AAA level right now. So they do have options that might not be their opening day. And then they have Jesus Made, who is like a top 2 prospect in baseball. He's only 19, but I don't know, like depending how he plays, like they're just going to bring him up whenever he's ready to go. Like there's no limit on how fast he can kind of go through the minor leagues. So they potentially have that from an offensive standpoint as well. Jefferson Claro, I don't know if is he related.
I don't know. I'll look it up.
All right. He's like a power bat that's fairly close to breaking into the MLB roster as well. So they do have some options. It almost feels like a bridge year of like, all right, we're still running out Christian Yelich. Hopefully he's still good again and healthy. William Contreras as well, kind of is like the main holdovers from an offensive side. I just kind of am expecting a regression year, and then next year when all these prospects are maybe a little bit more able to contribute at the MLB level, I could see them jumping back up pretty quick. It's not a rebuild by any means. They're still going to be good. It's just I think they're an average team this year compared to last.
Yeah, and I don't. I told you I wouldn't knock on the Brewers without sufficient evidence this year, and I don't have that on hand. But I still like, and it's really hard for me to say this because they won 97 games. I just sound like an idiot, but like I still feel like their team's not that good. They just all played above their levels last year. But I have nothing to back that up with, and cannot win an argument with that. So it's just I just have this feeling that they're really not that good. But I got told to shut the F up a lot last year on that. So because they were the top winners in the MLB.
It's all right, Matt. I was on. I thought the Brewers were really good last year. I'm with you this year, though. They're just average. I think.
Which again, there's not really that much different. Like I'm
No.
pretty sure. I don't think
There
Caleb
isn't.
Durbin played every day. He may have,
No.
but I didn't think he did. And Isaac Collins definitely didn't either. So
They
that's
lost
why.
Freddie Peralta.
But one starter is what's making everybody
I know.
have him drop 20 games, or I guess more like 15 games. That's what I don't understand. It's the same thing with the Pirates. It's like, yeah, they added 3 or 4 above average bats, but they didn't add like a stud.
No.
Like Azuna I feel like hasn't been that stud bomb hitter in a little bit now. But
I'm with you though. They're asking for sustained overperformance, I think, from guys who aren't necessarily expected to do that.
yes.
Like their team as a whole has very few weak points. It's just they also don't have strong points.
Yeah. Now, one thing, we'll be getting Quinn Priester back. Trying to look up when he's supposed to get back, but they only put him on the 15 day, so he should be fine. But he was really good last year as well. But like that will also, I mean, that will obviously boost their bulk or their. I keep getting this fucking words mixed up. That'll boost their rotation nicely, and then obviously the Kyle Harrison in that trade. But I don't know. I mean, I'm with the rest of the baseball world out there saying that they're progressing this year, which again, I feel like I've not been given evidence of why anybody else now agrees with me, but we'll see. So they have them listed at 84.5. I'd actually be very curious to see what their over-under was set at last year. If it was set at the same thing and they just overproduced. Like that random year that the Giants won 100-something games.
I want to say it was in like the 87, 88 range.
Okay. But
Like
yeah,
they're
so
definitely expected to be in the top 2 in the division.
Yeah. And probably expected to win it, but
Yeah, would have been close.
it's
Well, I don't know.
honestly, it's
The
probably
Kyle Tucker aspect.
Yeah, fair enough.
Last year.
But yeah, so they're set at 84.5. Dare I say lower? I feel like
I'm
I should
lower.
say higher, but really, I would
yeah,
not
I'm
expect
lower
you
with
to
you.
say that. But I think it's like probably 84. maybe 83. And missing the playoffs.
I think they missed the playoffs. I think they're more likely to be under 500 than they are to be over 90.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying then to be over.
Not that hot of a take. No, there's just more downside this year, I think. So right around the, 82, 83. I think the line's pretty good. But if I have to go one way, I'll take the under. We talked about, obviously the Pirates did get better. The Reds, I think, got better. The Cubs, I think, are kind of the same.
Yeah.
So I just think the level of competition, and then we kind of talked about how good the East is as well in a lot of ways. The West has a couple good teams. There's just not that much trash in the NL besides the Cardinals and the Nationals.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, especially to see how this NL Central shakes up, because I feel like every spot up and down the lineup or up and down the line is going to be a different team.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun to see it shake up. Obviously, it'll be the most fun seeing the Cardinals at the bottom, but that's just the homer of Cincinnati and Chicago of us talking. But yeah, do you have any other final words on the NL Central? Because I'm ready for you to get in your car and get the hell down here. Which I'm shocked I can't hear the parade.
I'll just go through by order.
Huh?
I'm good on talking points. I was just going to go through. I got Cubs. I'm going to put the Reds in second.
Woo.
And then the Brewers. And then the Pirates. And then probably a long way down to get to the Cardinals.
Well, I have to say the Reds, even though I already said Cubs earlier. So I'm going to say Reds, Cubs, and a close one. I hope they play each other last series. I haven't looked at the end of the year. Brewers. Yeah, I still don't believe that much in the Pirates. Brewers, Pirates, Cardinals. And I agree that the Cardinals are probably very much in the basement there. But
if the Brewers and Pirates really get locked in a race, if one separates, I do think that whatever team there has a chance to make a wild card, by the way.
Okay.
It would take the Pirates being better than I expect them to be, obviously. But if the Pirates actually are what people think they are, and the Brewers are what we think they are,
yeah,
I could see that working out.
Yeah. I'm looking at the end of the year schedule right now, and it's a little bit more favorable for you guys, but ew, dude, we end with Braves or at Braves and at Blue Jays.
Better wrap it up before then, huh?
God.
It's a long year, Matt. It'll be all right.
You end with the Marlins, Red Sox. Yeah, we'll just have it locked up by September 10th.
Well, you're going to be chasing early because we're going to be 3-0. Nationals,
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You never know. Just kidding. That's more than likely a sweep. Yeah. And if I could find a betting website that will let me bet sweeps, I would probably bet that right now.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find one, at least not last year.
Hey, we could post those, sweet bets.
Well, let's not do it today because I want to go enjoy some festivities.
Yeah, we also aren't sponsored by a betting spot that offers it, so no free ads.
With our own money. All right, I'm ready to call that wraps unless you have something else to say. I'm very excited for this season, very excited to get it started. One of the games actually starts in an hour, which is the Mets. I forget who they're playing. I want to say it's the Pirates, which will be fun because it should be Skeens versus Freddie Peralta. So
yeah, it's going to be a good show, huh?
Yeah.
Good day of baseball had. Good week of baseball.
Oh, I'm so excited, man. And now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm very happy that they increased the number of games for tomorrow. And honestly, on opening day, I don't really give a shit about the rest of the games outside of the Reds. So,
hope so. You took the day off tomorrow. I wish there was none. Just
I do plan on doing some work from home. But Cubs announced their lineup, by the way.
Good for them.
I don't think there's really anything.
No surprises.
Peter Armstrong's hitting fourth, though, not leadoff.
Yeah.
Michael Busch is hitting leadoff.
Yep.
Oh, Reds announced their lineup. Novi Marte is hitting eighth, which I don't really understand, but we'll see how it goes.
He'll just let him get his feet wet a little bit, probably. Would be my assumption. Still learning outfield.
I feel like it's almost like I almost feel like it's like we're trying to cut the lineup in two. Because Steer gets on a fair amount and Stevenson walks a bunch, so then you have Noelvi right behind him.
It's Terry. I mean, he'll mix it up throughout the year.
Yeah, it's also we're facing a lefty, so you'd think he'd be better against lefties, but I'm fairly certain he doesn't hit lefties that well.
I mean, you're not moving Fried a lot of lead off, probably.
No, he's actually.
And then
really
at that point, it's
good
just mix and match.
At least on his career, he
hangs in there.
Seem to care. Yeah.
Nah.
That's what I was saying, man. He's just a weird anomaly of a player because he's not
just
like
a good ball player. He just
not
doesn't
like a
do anything.
Schwarber where he provides a whole bunch of wins, but he's just a solid player all around.
Yeah.
It's hard to ever be like upset with him that he didn't do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited for today. Let's go watch some baseball.
Yep, I gotta hop in the Uber. I'll be there in like 25 minutes probably.
Oh, all right.
It just takes.
I
just
just
for someone to show up.
Be like, I'll be there at 1.
Oh no, I'm going straight to your spot. So.
Oh, my apartment. All right, deal.
Yeah, and then we can walk down. It's just gonna be easier from a logistics standpoint for me, probably. I don't know how close I can get.
I'm gonna stop streaming this and just tell you this, but
okay.